Have you ever sat by the window, maybe with a warm cup of tea, watching the world go by and thought to yourself, is this it? Have all the big adventures passed me by? If so, I want you to know you're not alone. It's easy to feel like life starts to slow down after 60, like the best chapters have already been written, and the pages ahead are all the same shade of quiet. But I promise you, that couldn't be further from the truth. In fact, some of the most inspiring stories I've ever come across are from people who were well past 60 when they decided to start fresh. New dreams, new passions, even entirely new careers. And they didn't let age or self-doubt stand in the way. In this video, I'm going to share 5 real stories of seniors who prove that it's never too late to begin again, and who showed the world that age is just a number when your heart's still beating with curiosity and hope. But before we dive into these incredible lives, let me remind you, my friend, don't just watch a piece of this video and wander off. These stories might be exactly the spark you need today. Each one is like a little window, showing you the world doesn't stop at retirement, or when the kids move out, or when the candles on your cake pass 60. Stay with me. Give yourself the gift of this full journey. And if you truly believe that God gives us the strength to care for the body and spirit He blessed us with, and you believe in lifting others up too, then go ahead, hit that subscribe button and give this video a big thumbs up. When you do, you're not just helping this channel, you're sending hope out into the world, helping someone else see that their story isn't over yet either. Now, isn't that a beautiful way to make a difference? Let me tell you about one remarkable woman, a grandmother from Texas named Clara. At 72, she lost her husband and felt the deep silence that many know all too well. But instead of letting the sadness anchor her down, she did something bold. She picked up her late husband's old camera. With shaky hands and no formal training, she started photographing her small town, and before long, her photos were hanging in galleries across the state. She didn't set out to become an artist. She just followed the spark. And that small decision gave her not only a new purpose, but a whole new community. And then there's John, a retired postman from Ohio who had spent his whole life delivering letters, but always dreamed of writing one that would last forever. At 68, he joined a local writing group at his library. By 71, his short stories were published in national magazines. He often joked that his words had finally traveled farther than his mail truck ever did. Now that we've walked through these inspiring first 2 lives, let's move on and meet another soul who showed the world that it's never too late to start living fully. Now, isn't it amazing the way Clara and John turned life's quiet seasons into brand new beginnings? It just goes to show the world keeps offering us chances, no matter the number of candles on our birthday cake. And speaking of remarkable souls, let me tell you about Margaret. Margaret spent most of her life as a homemaker in a small coastal town. She raised 3 children, baked more pies than she could count, and knitted enough scarves to keep her entire family warm through every winter. But deep down, Margaret had always carried a secret dream: to learn how to swim. The ocean had always called to her, but fear and time always seemed to stand in the way. When her 70th birthday rolled around, Margaret did something she'd never done before. She signed up for swimming lessons at the local pool. At first, she struggled. Floating felt impossible, her arms ached, and the fear of sinking would bubble up every time her head dipped below the water. But week after week, lesson after lesson, her courage grew stronger than her fear. And the beauty of it? By 74, Margaret wasn't just swimming. She was volunteering as a swim buddy, helping other seniors conquer their own fear of water. What started as one woman's quiet wish turned into ripples of confidence, spreading across her whole community. Now let me tell you about Samuel. After retiring from his job as an electrician at 65, Samuel felt lost. He missed the daily routine, the feeling of being needed. Then one day, his granddaughter asked him to fix her old broken lamp. That little repair project reawakened something inside him, his love for working with his hands. He started tinkering again, fixing small appliances for neighbors and friends, and before he knew it, word spread. By 70, Samuel had a little workshop and a waiting list of people who trusted him more than any store. And the best part, His repair cafe, as folks began calling it, wasn't just about fixing toasters or clocks. It became a place where stories were shared, friendships bloomed, and laughter filled the room more than the sound of hammers and screwdrivers. Now that we've met these inspiring spirits, let's take a moment to meet one last shining example of how life doesn't wind down after 60, it just starts a brand new chapter. Let's step into that story together. And now, my friend, let me introduce you to the last story that always brings a smile to my heart, the story of Evelyn. Evelyn spent most of her working years behind a desk, handling paperwork, answering phones, and organizing office schedules. It was a steady job, but it never quite filled her with passion. When retirement came, she found herself staring at quiet mornings and empty afternoons, wondering what she would do with all the hours stretching out ahead. But one day, while walking through her local park, she spotted an artist painting a landscape under the shade of a tall oak tree. Something about the calm focus on the artist's face stirred her curiosity. So she bought a small set of paints and brushes from a local shop and sat on her back porch, painting sunsets, flowers, and the birds visiting her garden. At first, she felt unsure, even embarrassed. She'd never held a paintbrush before, but each painting felt like therapy, like her heart was finally learning to speak its own language. Fast forward to her 72nd birthday, and Evelyn held her very first art exhibit at a local community center. Her paintings weren't perfect, but they were hers. Each canvas carried a story, a season, and a piece of the woman she'd become after retirement. Evelyn often says the best part isn't the praise or the exhibits. It's that every brushstroke reminds her it's never too late to fall in love with life all over again. You see, these stories aren't about fame, fortune, or grand gestures. They're about real people, just like you, who chose to believe that every sunrise still held a gift for them, no matter how many years had passed. And that's the real secret to living a happy, fulfilled life, never letting the number of candles on your cake decide the size of your dreams. So if you've ever thought, maybe it's too late for me, let these stories be the gentle reminder you need. It's never too late to start fresh, to learn something new, or to become the person you've always wanted to be. Small steps, brave hearts, and open minds are all it takes. And before we part ways today, if any of these stories sparked a little hope inside you, I'd love to hear about it in the comments. Your story might just inspire someone else too. Go ahead and give this video a thumbs up if you believe in second chances, and hit that subscribe button so we can keep walking this beautiful journey together, one uplifting moment at a time. Here's to living your best life, at any age, and on any day you choose. Because the truth is, the best chapters are still unwritten, and I can't wait to see yours.